Okay, ready to begin? Dr. Rivner, ready?
Yep.
Yes, ready.
Boker Tov, everybody. Zachor means to remember. It means to remember and to feel and to experience. And this year, the idea of feeling and experiencing has both with it a challenge and an opportunity. And the challenge is that we are online and we are in our rooms. We're not together in our school, in our room together. And the atmosphere around us is perhaps also more challenging. And so the first thing I'm going to ask you all to do, if you can, if you're in your room, maybe turn off the light, close the shade, close the extra tabs that are around your screen, and try to really be present for the next 30 minutes as we try not only to remember, but also to feel and to experience. So the best that you can, control your surroundings so we can together feel and experience. Yom HaShoah, the commemoration of the Holocaust, has with it a number. And that number is 6 million. A number that you know and that we all know very well. But there's another number that I want to share with you before we begin our Yom HaShoah ceremony. The first number is 42,897. The second number is 171,249. 43,000 Americans have lost their lives in the last 120 days because of the coronavirus. And 171,000 souls in our world have lost their lives because of the coronavirus in the last 120 days. And sadly, that number is only growing. So before we begin, a moment of tefillah, a moment of prayer, when we ask Hashem to take care of the families who are suffering, the families who have lost somebody because of corona and can't go to a shiva, can't go to a funeral, and for the families who have sick loved ones who can't even visit them. And we daven to Hashem also to protect and take care of the people who are on the front lines, putting themselves in danger for the betterment of society. In just a moment, you'll see the words of this song, which is also a tefillah. And so join me in just listening and thinking and davening to Hashem.
שמע ישראל אלוקיי, אתה כל יכול.
הנשמה צועקת, שמע ישראל אלוקיי, עכשיו אני לבד. חזק אותי אלוקיי, עשה שלא אפחד. הכאב גדול ולאט לבד, עושה שיגמר, כי לא נותר בי כוח. כשאני פוחד, הזמן עומד מלכת, אתה רואה את כל חייתי בו. אין לו נותר, הוא לא רוצה ללכת, אין לו כאן, קורא אתה עושה אור. שמע ישראל אלוקיי, אתה הכל יכול. נתת לי את חיי, נתת לי הכל. בעיניי דמעה, הלב בוכה בשקט. וכשהלב שותק, הנשמה זועקת. שמע ישראל אלוקיי, עכשיו אני לבד. חזק אותי אלוקיי, עשה שלא אפחד. הכאב גדול ולאט לבד, עשה שיגמר, כי לא נותר בי כוח.
Zachor, to remember and to feel. We do our best to remember. We do our best to tell the stories of the people who perished. We do our best to bring light into the world in memory of those who were murdered in the Holocaust. But how do we feel? How do we feel the pain and the suffering of what so many have experienced? I'm lucky. I don't know what it feels like to be starving. I don't know what it's like to have looked or fear of death. And I don't know what it's like to look around and see so many people sick and dying. But what I can tell you is that this year to feel and to remember has perhaps an opportunity. Not to compare, God forbid, and not to draw an analogy, but we have just an inkling, just a taste of what it means to have our world turned upside down in a matter of moments. We have just an inkling of what it feels like on a drop of a dime to say you can't go where you used to go to yesterday and the day before. We have just an inkling to understand what it means to feel helpless when people around us are experiencing pain and sickness. We have just an inkling to understand that the world is a complicated place and it's all really not in our hands, but in the hands of God. And so I leave you today with this idea, again, not to compare, but to understand just a little bit that ultimately our actions are what really counts. There are things in our life that we can control And there's a whole much more that we cannot control. And so perhaps this year, in honor and in memory of all those whose lives were taken in the Shoah, that we redouble our efforts, that we try extra hard to control what it is that we can control, how we talk to each other, how we call out hate, whether it's online, social media, in a chat room, that we do our share to stand up and say that is not okay, because that is what we can control. I can't control what happens outside, but I can control what's around me and what's on my screen. And so my charge to you, my dear students, take control of what you can take control of. And in the memory of those who perished, and in our constant battle to bring light into the world and to ground out hate, let's not let that hate be anywhere near around us. And together as a school, we can bring just a little bit more light into our neighborhood, into our community, and with the help of God, perhaps into the world. Earlier this morning, you had an opportunity in your keshers to see Liav's video, where his grandfather and Terry's co-father, Leslie Lasso Fuchs, was able to share some of his experience. And what many of you may not know is this was his first interview, I'm told. That he didn't really want to talk about it prior to that. And you have a unique opportunity because A, you got to hear something that hasn't been told before, a unique story. But you also have to understand that these first-hand testaments are very slowly leaving our world. And we're not going to be able to have those opportunities the same way in years to come. So I hope that experience was meaningful to you. And later on today, or after this, we're going to have an opportunity to break out into break rooms and discuss the video, discuss the text we're going to see in a moment. And I encourage you all, and I know there are challenges doing this online, but speak up, share your thoughts, your feelings about the video and about the text, and let's together try to create an opportunity of energy that we can grow as a community. You're also going to have an opportunity at the end of the day to learn a little bit more about the Shoah. So I wish you all a meaningful day. And at this point, I'm going to turn it over and have you watch the most unbelievable creation, a tekes that was created a lot by our sixth graders. And after that, we'll come back and I will lead you in a Kelmale and then Hatikva. So without further ado, please turn your attention to our tekes.
Hayom Yom Shlishi, Kav Zayin Benisan, Tafshin Fei, Yom Zichrono LaShoah Levura. Today, Tuesday, April 21st, 2020, we are here to remember those that were murdered in the Shoah.
בטקס יום השואה נעסוק במאמצי היהודים לשמור על אורח חיים יהודי, על קיום המצוות ועל התרבות היהודית. Today, for Yom HaShoah, we will focus on the Jewish people's ability to keep mitzvot even through the harshest of times.
Throughout the Holocaust, Jews in all parts of Europe struggled daily to survive. Their bravery was displayed not only in their physical survival, but in their spiritual one as well.
Many Jews were successful in keeping mitzvot under great duress of being discovered and risked their lives to keep Shabbat and the Chagim in their homes, in the ghettos, and in the camps. Today, we will share a few examples of this Mesirat Nefesh that occurred during the years of the Shoah.
That's what a survivor from the Auschwitz camp was told about Shabbat in the camp. On Friday night, we gathered on the top bunk of the barracks. We were about 10 girls and we all wanted to light the Shabbat candles. We were sitting together like this for a short time. And for those few moments, it was as if Auschwitz did not exist. There was no block, no bunks, and none of that terror of where we were. We lit the candles and began to sing the songs of Shabbat.
And then, silently, we just stared at the candles and we had no idea what's going on around us. After a few moments, we heard a quiet cry from all the bunks around us. At first, we were startled and shocked. When we looked up, we saw that all the women from our barracks had gathered around us. Women who had been there for months, some even years. Some remained on their bunks listening to our singing. Some others came close, wishing to say a bracha on the candles. This was the first time it happened. Later on, the women in the barrack got used to doing this every Friday night. We lit the candles. We didn't have any bread to eat. Sometimes we didn't have any water to drink. But somehow, the candles we lit, we found.
Livia was a prisoner in Auschwitz camp. She told about Hanukkah in the camp. It was hard to know what day it was or when the Chagim were approaching when we were at Auschwitz. Some days it was simply hard to distinguish between day and night. Trying to keep the calendar straight seemed to be something from another planet. Thinking about the holidays seemed to be an impossibility, but among us there was one girl, the daughter of a rabbi, who always seemed to be able to know what day it was, when Shabbat was, and when the Chagim were approaching. She let us know that it would soon be Hanukkah. As Hanukkah came closer, my mother and I began to think how we would be able to celebrate the Chag by lighting the Hanukkah. The biggest challenge was the actual Hanukkah. There was some girls who went to work outside the camp. On the way, they passed a potato field. Risking our lives, when our guard was distracted, we would take a few potatoes and hide them under our skirt.
ערב חנוכה, ככה יצא זה. ואנחנו מה עשינו? בחלון לקחנו מתפחדמה, חצי וחצי, עשינו חור באמצע, גנבנו שמן מהמכונות שאנחנו עבדנו, מהסמיכות את החוט, ועשינו מזה פיל, וככה הדליקנו נרות חנוכה.
We used these potatoes to feed the weakest among us. But on the first night of Hanukkah, we switched from worrying about our physical needs to our spiritual needs. Though we needed the calories from the potatoes, our hearts knew that we needed the mitzvah even more. We were young girls in Auschwitz. We celebrated the victory of Yehuda and the Maccabees and the great miracle. Our Hanukkah lit 8 days.
Rabbi Shimon Desberg was a rabbi in one of the congregations in Amsterdam, Holland. After Holland was occupied by Germany, Rabbi Desberg was taken to the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp and continued to serve as a rabbi in the camp. This risked his life many times. One of the prisoners in the camp was a boy named Yochanan Yosef, Yoya, a Dutch boy who was taken to the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp from Amsterdam.
Ilan came to visit me many times. One time after dinner, we went to my office, to my study, and while we were talking, his eye just moved and fell on a little ark that was standing on top of my bookshelves. And he stopped and said, "Well, what's that doing here?" And I told him the story about the little Torah and how it got into this ark. And he was totally quiet while I told the story. The Germans paraded down the street, and that was the first time I saw an adult man cry. I suddenly heard my father make a noise, and we were looking out of the window, and he was crying. So I had never seen a man or my father cry. I was 8 years old. We couldn't go into stores anymore. They had signs at the parks, no dogs or Jews. And we were told that we would be separated from our parents. My father took me aside and said, "Well, I want you to understand one thing. From the time that we are separated, you're not just your brother's brother, but his father and mother too." And we came to Bergen-Belsen, the doors opened, the dogs again, the guards again. We were separated into units that would fill a barrack, two to a bunk. Above you and below you, people were sleeping and talking. And usually it was kind of dark because candles were only used when people needed them. So it was like living in a cave. One of the people in the barrack was the Rabbi Simon Dasberg from Groningen in Amsterdam. He did many things in the camp. He continued being the rabbi of the people in the camp by his own choice. And that was quite a decision to make.
His whole appearance made them angry.
He found out that I was going on 13. And one day he came to me and said, "You're going on 13, do you want to become a bar mitzvah boy?" I said, "Yes, but how?" He said, "Well, I'm going to teach you if you're willing." Every morning at 4 o'clock, he woke me up and took me down to the table, opened up a little Torah scroll, and we used to study from it. He smuggled it into the camp and kept it with him hidden. One morning, he said, "Well, the time has come." He had arranged everything. All the windows were shut off with blankets. There was a blanket on the table and the Torah scroll open waiting for me. A bunch of people were waiting there too, and he conducted a service, a real service. I read my Torah portion. I spoke my bar mitzvah speech. After a ceremony was completed, somebody gave me one little cube of chocolate. The rabbi took me aside and said, "Here's this little Torah from which you read. I want you to take it." I told him, how can I take a Torah? I'm a little boy. Little boys don't take Torahs. He said, "Well, just promise me one thing. I am probably not going to come out of here alive. That is why I want you to have this. You must promise me that you will tell the story. What happened here?" And he pressed this box into my hands, and I looked at him and said, "Okay, I promise."
My father died 2 days after my mother, on the 24th of February, 1945. He has no strength anymore.
Ilan got up and paced the room back and forth, and he said, "Yoya, I must tell you something. My mother and grandmother are graduates of Auschwitz.
When he came back home, he said, Rona, I saw something that really overwhelmed me. And then he told me about the little Torah he saw at Yoya's home. And I asked him, so what do you think to do with it? He said, I don't know, I need some time with it. But I'm thinking of taking it with me, but I'm afraid even to ask.
One sentence in Hebrew for Yoya, כל הכבוד, ואני גאה בכם, כל טוב, ונתראה אחרי נחיתה. We've got a great picture here of Egypt and the Sinai Peninsula, and up at the upper left part of the screen, Israel. We've zoomed into Israel here, where our world-famous astronaut Ilan Ramon is from.
Jerusalem, this is Houston. Please call Columbia for a voice check.
And said, I thought about this very much. I would like to ask you to give me this little Torah to take to space.
He realized the potential of this wonderful story of the Torah.
אני מתרגש שאני מחזיק אותו בידיי, וזהו ספר תורה קטן כמו שאתם רואים, שלפני בערך 60 שנה ילד קטן במחנה ההשמדה ברגן בלזן קיבל אותו מהרב של אמסטרדם, שלימד אותו לקראת הבר מצווה.
There was Ilan. There we saw him holding the Torah scroll. For a minute, it escaped from his hand and kind of floated, and he caught it.
אני חשבתי שזה דרישת שלום. מן השמיים. סימן חיים. מן העבר. I see it as a sort of a rising of the death of my father. He came alive again.
אז זה חוט וחבל מקשר מאוד מאוד מרגש, והוא כאן איתי בחלל. יויה נתן לי אותו, ואני מאוד מאוד מודה ליויה, ומאוד מתרגש לאחוז אותו פה בחלל. ואני חושב שזה מייצג יותר מכל את היכולת של העם היהודי לשרוד למרות כל דבר.
He thought he would show it to the world as a symbol of how a person can go from the depth of hell to the heights of space. I had finally fulfilled my promise to Rabbi Simon Tasberg in a way I wish I would never have thought it would be possible.
It's not only that the human being can carry his scroll, but his scroll can carry the human being.
Left off Space Shuttle Atlantis.
Though only a few examples of the sacrifice for mitzvah observance, we learn that the flame of Torah in Jewish continuity can never be extinguished. Yehi Zichron Baruch.
שלא ייגמר לעולם החול והים, רישוש של המים ברק השמיים, תפילת האדם, החול והים, רישוש
What a very special presentation. The piece of the Torah that made its way all the way to space, and there are remnants of this Torah book at Cape Canaveral in Florida, at the memorial there. But as we learn, the fire of Torah is everlasting. It's eternal. And Torah is the fire. But fire needs something to burn. It needs wood. It needs fuel. And you are the fuel. You, students of Torah, are the wood, are the fuel that our Torah will continue to be able to give light into the world as long as each of us does what we are supposed to do. I was scrolling through the pictures during the video to see all of your faces, and I had a beautiful surprise, but maybe they have left. Give me 1 second. I think they left. Oh, they're not. So I was looking through the pictures, and we have, I didn't even know this, a very special, two special guests with us. Mr. and Mrs. Fuchs are online with us. I don't know if they're listening to us. I'm not sure what they can see, but it's so nice to see you. I miss seeing you in shul. And I don't know if they have gallery, but everyone, let's wave to them and say hello. I'm getting a wave back. I hope you all can see it. Thank you for being with us, and thank you so much for sharing your story with Liav and with all of our students in our community. It means so much to us. I wish you only the best and health. With that, we're going to recite the Kel Maleh. And there are times in life where there's something to see, and times in life where there's nothing to see. And as best as you can, I'm going to ask you to close your eyes and breathe deeply as I recite the Kel Maleh in memory of all those who perished, who died in the Holocaust. El Maleh Rachamim, Shochein B'Amramim, Amitzei Menucha Nechona, Al Kanfei Ashchina, V'Ma'alot Kedoshim U'Tzoharim Kizor Harakiya. מזהירים לנשמות של 6 מיליוני אחינו בני ישראל, אנשים, נשים וטף, שנהרגו, שנשחטו, שנשרפו, שנקפאו, שנחנקו ושנאנספו, שנקברו חיים על קידוש השם, על ידי הצוררים הגרמנים הנאצים, יימח שמם וזכרם. בעבור שבלי נדרת אין צדקה ביד הזכרת נשמותיהם, בגן עדן תהא מנוחתם, לבעל הרחמים, יסתירם בסתר כנפיו לעולמים, יצרור ויצרור החיים אל נשמותיהם, אדוני הוא נחלתם, ינוחו בשלום על משכבותיהם, ונאמר אמן. We now close, and you may open your eyes with Hatikvah. I'm going to ask you all to please rise, and you can adjust your screens just a bit so we can continue to see your face. It is always appropriate to stand for the Hatikvah with our feet together and our hands by our side. For fear that if I stand up, you may not hear me, I'm going to remain seated, but this is probably the only time in my life that I've remained seated for the Hatikvah. The other thing you should know is that you're all muted. So everybody is encouraged to sing along with me as loud as you are able to and feel comfort in knowing that nobody can hear you. Olo baleva penima nefesh Yehudi homiya ulfatei mizrach kadima haim letzion Sophia, עוד לא אבדה תקוותנו, התקווה בת שנות 2000, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים, להיות עם חופשי בארצנו, ארץ ציון וירושלים. You may all be seated. And I'm going to unmute Dr. Rivner, who will tell you where you are going next. So Dr. Rivner, you are the host, so you need to unmute yourself. There you go.
Good morning, everyone. I'm about to break you into breakout rooms. So parents, visitors, families, thank you so much for attending. You're welcome to join us in the breakout rooms, or you can go about your day. We really appreciate you all being here. Ms. Bornstein, do you have more specific directions for the breakout rooms? I'm going to go ahead and start creating them.
Okay. We just want to spend a few minutes reflecting on the beautiful tekes we just saw. And as Rabbi Lubitz mentioned earlier on Liab's video of his grandfather's story, and make those comparisons a little bit, and your teachers in there will help you with that, to the mitzvah observance that you watched on the video, and really what we're living through today. As Rabbi Lubitz said, not that we can make a equal comparison, but it's something that gives us pause to think about. Your next class, I know we had said 11:15, is going to start at 11:30. So we'll be in the breakout rooms for about 15 minutes. in your afternoon classes, we will further reflect, and you'll be given a specific task in order to reflect that we're going to hopefully share with everybody, so that they can see all of our reflections and we can further take some introspection on what this day really means to us.
Okay, I'm getting the breakout rooms ready. Sorry, I need Yotam in a breakout room and Megan alone. I will put you in a breakout room. Yotam, I'm getting you in a breakout room. Megan, you need to go to the breakout room. Do you see where it says you're invited to a breakout room? All right, let me try to get you in a breakout room. Okay. Do you see where it says go to breakout room? Okay, great. Hey, Talia, do you remember what breakout room you were in? I can't hear you. Show me with your hands. Hey, Asher. Did you get kicked out of a breakout room?
Yeah.
What? Do you remember what number you were in?
No. 6 or maybe I was in breakout room 6.
Who was in there? Do you remember?
Or Daphne.
Yes. Perfect. How you doing? You okay? All right, I'm sending you now. Oh, no. I didn't mean to do that. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Sorry. I didn't mean to do that. I'm so sorry. I can't undo that. I I'm so sorry, everyone. I did not mean to do this. I pressed the wrong button. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We're gonna wait till everybody comes back and then I'm gonna put you back into breakout rooms. I am so sorry. I really apologize. Okay. We are gonna go back to we're gonna go back to our breakout rooms. Here we go. Okay. Hi, Pace. All right, guys, you need to go back into your breakout rooms. If you need Eden, Alexander, Yechiel, do you remember what breakout room you're in, or do you need me to put you in there? Can you guys hear me? Eden, Yechiel? Yechiel, do you remember what room you were in?
I was with Daphna.
Okay, I think that's room 6. Okay, let me put you in there. Okay. Eden? Eden, can you hear me? Eden? Shy, can you hear me?
Yeah, I was in room 2, but it accidentally kicked me out.
Okay, I'm gonna put you back in, okay? Hey,
Thank
Daphne,
you.
do you remember what room you were in? You can show me with your fingers. Do you remember? I can't hear you. Ari, do you remember what room you're in? Just show me with your fingers. Hey, Tali, what room were you in? I can put you back in there. You don't remember? Do you remember who was in there with you? Okay, I'm just gonna put you in a room, okay? I'm gonna put you in breakout room 7.
Okay.
All right, Darcy.
Is it okay if Noah is with me on the same one?
What? Darcy, I'm gonna put you in breakout room 9. Ari, I'm gonna put you in 9 too. Are you guys, Daniel, did you need to go back into your room? Are you stuck? Maya, did you get kicked out? Terry, did you get kicked out? You're in 5? Huh, why is it not letting me put you back in? Ah!
I wasn't in 5 originally, I was in 2, but Liav is in 5, so I don't know if I could be switched.
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Are you in, you're not in a room now. Oh, here I go. I can move you to 5. There we go. Hi, are you guys, are you?
Yeah, Missy, we finished in ours. So I can let you know that. Hi, Terry. Thanks for having Dad there. Unmute, unmute.
Thank you. My dad called afterwards and he said he was very proud of Liav, that he was very happy.
I am so proud of Liav. I wrote him that yesterday. I mean, you know, it's hard to hear the stories to start with and to know that this is what happened to your friend. But for him to share, for Liav to do that, that was beyond.
Yeah,
beyond.
absolutely. Thank you. Thanks for giving him the opportunity. It was good all around for everyone.
Good. Good. And just, you know, just seeing your dad, that just makes me cry anyway, so it's okay.
It was so cute that they came on. And
It was so sweet. So very sweet.
All right, I'll mute myself now so Missy can do her thing.
Do her thing, yeah.
Okay. Hi guys, are you kicked out or are you done? You're
done.
Okay, you can go on to your first period class, or you have a little bit of a break before now and 11:30. Bye, Terry. Thank you. Hey, Dossie, are you in? Are you done?
I think most of them are done.
You guys can go ahead and take a little bit of a break before 11:30.
Okay, see you guys later.
I'm not sure where to go for my first period class.
Dossie, you're not sure your first period class?
I think it was Maya.
I'm not.
Oh, Maya. Okay, I can check for you, Maya.
Is this the social studies?
My history project is done. I turned it in.
Oh.
So I think you have language arts, right?
No, it's like instead of math.
Oh. There's really not, I don't want you to go to math because that doesn't really make sense, and I don't want you to go to science. So use this time to work on something independently.
Okay.
Okay, thanks, Maya. Should I close the rooms? I'm so sorry about that.
Oh no, it was fine. I was like, what happened? Where'd it go? Did you just see that email from Brittany about electives?
I can't see my emails.
Oh, that we're inviting 8th graders to electives? Yeah.
We're being recorded.
Oh.
I'm going to close all the rooms now and give them that 60 seconds to.
60 seconds.
Okay.
And here they all come. Yeah, that's a lot of them.
A lot. Everybody. All right, the breakout rooms are all closing in 13 seconds. Room one is still talking. Here we go. All right, everyone, thank you so much. Your class is about to start in about 3 minutes. Thank you so much for being present. Ms. Bornstein, any last words?
We will continue our discussion later, as I mentioned before. Thank you all for being such great participants this morning, and a special thank you to our 6th graders for making those videos, and you'll see some more of them this afternoon.
Beautiful. Okay. Bye, everybody. Have a good class.
Oh, kind of. Yeah. Are we gonna go? Are we gonna go from 11:30 to 12:30 or 11:30 to 12?
12.
Good to see you, Landon.
Good to see all of you. Amitai, do you have a question, sweetie? No. I thought you were raising your hand.